We never start early.
That's right. Exactly. It's going to be, hang on, you started early and you still overran. What did you do with that 10 minutes?
So just another question before. Who is first? Oliver, are you or me?
I think that the last time we spoke this was Bianca first, you know?
Okay.
Is that
Hello, Dustin. We are live. Just
Yes.
FYI.
Yes, we accidentally started live.
Accident. No, we did not.
All right, it was intentional. My bad.
Deliberately, we started early.
Yes.
Exactly. Deliberately.
And we can't hear you. It seems.
Can't hear me or Dustin?
You can't hear me because my mic is muted and it's still early. You know, we have the coffee thing and yeah.
You thought you were gonna have 3 minutes of chill time. No.
I like a good rodeo.
I think you win the prize for being most festive, Dustin.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it. I should have worn my Hanukkah sweater.
We do have a chance to dress up festively next Monday. We'll tell you more when we officially start in a few minutes' time. We got a plan, a special festive plan for the last demystifying session of the year.
Okay. Nice. I feel like I feel like I'm this Santa hat isn't necessarily the best thing to go with. It's suffocating.
Oh, you have to. Yes, now it works. Very nice.
Here we go.
I find that special pairs of spectacles make you a better trainer, don't they, Ellie?
I mean, they're very restricting to the screen, so maybe not. I also think they might fall if I kind of go like this.
Are they polarized? You can see in 3D.
4D, you have to say.
Looks great. Absolutely. Yes. 2000. Unfortunately, I don't have any Christmas stuff here. So just do that, Ellie and Dustin. And Simon, you have a tree already in the background. So
that is true, yes. With only 3 decorations, but there we go.
Should be enough.
It counts.
It still counts, absolutely.
It's quality, not quantity, right?
Yes. So thank you all, by the way, for putting your comments in the chat here. So it's a welcome to good morning from snowy, wintry Toronto. Thanks, Charles. It's snowy in London as well, I believe. Ellie, is it snowy where you are?
It is, yeah. I would show you, but it's also pitch black. But yeah, it snowed all of last night, and so it's really nice and snowy and white outside.
Partly in Germany too. Not everywhere.
We haven't had any in India yet.
I believe that.
So it's the top of the hour. Shall we pretend to officially press the go button?
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm going to press the live broadcast button.
Okay, we're going to go live now.
Is everyone ready? Game face.
Game face.
1, 2, 3, go.
Yay.
Yeah.
Professionals.
All right. And
Ellie, do you fancy doing the honors of sharing your screen and showing what we're doing and things like that?
I think Darren is.
Darren, you're doing it. Oh, excellent.
Picking it up. I think I'm going to get some assistance from you guys now because
I'll make you the presenter then.
I'm new to this. So here, let me
welcome. Okay.
I'm just gonna like live in the background and be like events.
Show my screen. All right. What do you guys see right now?
We're seeing your screen.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All fired up with cinema in the background.
Yep. Welcome everybody. This is week 2 of December's Demystifying post-production, and we are all fired up for this series. Today we are joined by some brilliant art directors, Bianca and Oliver. Thank you very much for being here with us. Dustin and Lionel, some of our favorite trainers on the team, and Ellie and Simon. So nice to have you guys here as well. So let's see, I think we're going to be starting out with Bianca today. I think she has some pretty awesome stuff to show us. But before we jump into your screen, Bianca, there's a couple of things I want to show here. So first of all, I want to draw everyone's attention to our events page, where you can see all of the Maxon training team and all of the events that we're doing, including live events.
Is there a new one there, Darren? If you scroll down a bit, is there a new one that's starting in January that's to do with character animation?
Oh my gosh, there is. Thank you so much for bringing my attention to that. I can see we have a hands-on with Maxon character creation. Who's doing that one?
That's Ellie and Joe are doing part 2 of your rigging course.
That is so cool.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Sculpting in ZBrush all the way through to like rigging and redshift stuff. It's gonna be an amazing 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had no idea until just now, and this looks really
I like to just like drop like bombshells like that, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Do I have to use PTO so I can watch these? We'll talk about that later.
All right.
Wow. So everyone, make sure that you check out this page or any of these for this series, and I believe on any of them you can sign up for them in the Register Now button on any of those pages. All of these and everything that we do for all of you, live or pre-recorded, you'll be able to find on the Maxon Training YouTube. We also, I believe, is it still the case that there's like a follow-up email and they get a link to the recording?
No, all the recordings are on the YouTube these days, on the Maxon Training Team YouTube channel.
Okay. Also, you guys should be able to see, there's a handout, there's a PDF. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. So that has, oh, what's this? There's a password for something. What's that for? A free t-shirt. Ooh, yeah, because this wouldn't be a real Maxon event unless we were giving out t-shirts. So all you got to do is click on this link, and here is this month's password, Maxon on fire. And I think all you got to do is pay for the shipping. And yeah, we got project files, a link to the project files. I think we'll also make sure that we got the recordings up there. And what else, guys? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
We do have a special thing we're going to ask everyone at the end of this session about our final one for next year. I think Ellie's got a plan for that, but we can tell everyone more about that after we run through what we're covering today.
To stay till the end.
Yes, you have to stay to the end.
I think I know what you're talking about, so I'm not going to say anything. Let's see. Did we lose Oliver? Let me check.
So you hear me, right?
Oh, yes.
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 I lost my camera. I don't know what's happening, but I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay, good. At least you're still with us. So unless anyone has any objections, I say we get started. Pass things off to Bianca. What do you think, Bianca?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get started.
Let me go ahead and set you to share your screen. Oh, did I even say Pyro? Do I need to? We're doing Pyro, guys and gals.
Yeah.
Clue was in the name of these sessions.
I love it.
Okay.
Darren is officially our host for all future sessions. We're just
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I mean, it's fun, but yeah, I've done better. All right, so Bianca, here you go, making you the presenter.
Yeah, thank you. Just want to say a few words before. I'm Bianca, and I'm art director and 3D designer. So I had a look at the Pyro tool from an art director's point of view. So I tried and did several tests to use it as a graphical tool. And yeah, I just show you my screen. Yes, this one. And you should see the video right now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I play the video. So these are some test renderings of my Pyro test scenes.
Those are so cool, Bianca.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. So, and let's jump right into cinema. Yeah, for first scene, I chose the mushroom scene. And
we're all going to switch our cameras off, by the way, Bianca, so that the UI fills the screen, so it's easier to see all the detail.
Okay, just put them over there. So now you see only Cinema 4D, right?
Yeah. That's all
Okay.
good. Yes.
Okay. So now that works. Okay, for the mushroom scene, I just chose this single mushroom, and it's just made with the volume measure. Let's scrub through it. So it puffs. And when it puffs, there should be some fire and smoke. Let's try and do this right now. So I just generated a very small sphere on the top of this, and let's deactivate the volume measure so the simulation has not to work with this reverb. Okay, here's our sphere at the top of the mushroom, and let's add the simulation tag. Where it is? Here it is. So, okay, when we play this, nothing happens. Why? Here we go. Okay, now we see the flame is far too big for this little sphere and the little mushroom. So we have to adjust the voxel sizes, and let's say about 0.5. So we have to do this both on the tag and on the Pyro object. Play it again. Much better. So let's set the velocity. Here we go. It's right down there. And I wanted to set the absolute velocity for strengths like 30. Yeah, that's better now. Okay. So, and the direction is 1 in Y direction. So you could change these directions, but it should go upward. So that's correct now. And I wanted, let's play this so I can show this one better to you. This goes very far off. And I wanted the fire and the smoke to dissipate. So you can use the dissipation. It's not here, it's here. And I cranked it up until about 60. Yeah, that's much better. So, and in the end, I just used the wind effector because it's great. Pyro, yeah, it works together with all the forces, all the fields. It works together with vertex maps, simulations like cloth or rope or everything. And so you can easily use it for motion graphics and create really nice graphical stuff. So let's set the, oh, I didn't create the wind. Again, the wind here. So, and we have to crank up the wind speed to, let's say, 100. like this. Yeah, that's more natural. Let's add some turbulence and decrease the turbulence scale a bit. Yes, that's what I want. So there's one more thing. If you have a scene with several mushrooms, like I showed you in the video, I didn't want to start every mushroom from the beginning on. And I want to start the pyro effect when the bulge of the mushroom is on top. So let's say around here. So you can easily activate and deactivate and animate this. Let's say here it's enabled, and at frame 8 another key, and you see it's just not from start on, it's right there where it should be. But I needed some additional stuff, and I wanted not the fire to burn all frames long. So I used just a Vertex Map tag. It's here. And in the Vertex Map tag, I used a linear field. So let's set this right to plus this one. Yeah. Okay. And to make this, okay, let's just animate this, and let's say it will be here at position Z, and in another frame like this. So you see that you see nothing. That's perhaps that's because you have to put the vertex map into the Pyro object. Sorry, into the Pyro tag. It's here for the density. Just drag and drop it inside the density and inside the temperature, because we have not only smoke, we have fire too. Let's have a look if that works. Yeah, you see, it's like some smoke, some puffy smoke. Yeah, that was all for this scene. And the complete scene is not playing right now, but I showed you already in the video. So here's the whole setup. It's 3 times the blowing up of the fire and the smoke, and just for addition, some rocks and wood and yeah, a few other little mushrooms like this here. Okay, then I have this other scene. Let's just show you in the video. It's this one. So I wanted something like a chemical experiment, and I wanted 2 emitters to emit fire and smoke in something like a test glass, and I wanted them to have different colors and to mix like this here. Let's jump back to the scene I want to show you. Yes. Okay. So here you see it's just a gadget, easily modeled. I will hide it now. And let's see, I have these emitter. It's a cylinder. And yeah, let's position this around -200. And then we add the tag on this one. See, okay, it's just emitting fire and smoke. Not the way we want it to, but it's a start. And yeah, I wanted 2 cylinders, and one is on the opposite side of the glass of the gadget. So you see it right here, one to the right and one to the left. Let's hide this again. So nothing spectacular happens right now. So let's adjust some things. First, the colors. 1, we give a bright yellow color, like this one here, and the other one a bright red one. So this is the only thing which differs right now. And yeah. Let's have a look. We don't want fire, we just want to generate smoke. So, and right now you see the bright colors, but nothing happens really. Okay, what can we do? We can use the velocity. Let's first deactivate the gravity. Now, yes, that's what I want. Okay, if we go to the Pyro tab back again, I wanted to use the add to velocity and with a really high strength, like 5,000. So, but both are going upwards, but they should meet in the center of the test class. So we have to adjust this separately. This direction, let's have a look. This is the left one. So it's plus X. So here we type in 1 and in Y direction 0. And here the opposite, -1 and 0 in the. Yeah, that's everything. And here you can see the nice mixture of the colors. So, and then I wanted to collide it inside the test object, because if you play it right now, you will see, now, here you go. It's outside of the class. So we have to use a collider object. Let's hide the gadget again. I just built up with a easy bool object, a sphere in the middle, and 3 cylinders, and they are connected, and then booled. So A union B. So it's just an easy simulation and collider object. So for faster simulations. Let's set this to X-ray. Oh, yes, it's already set. X. Okay. So now all we have to do is give this another tag. Here it is. It's the collider tag, but it's inside of the object. So we have to use the normals from the back. Let's try if this works out. Perhaps we hide this. And yeah, let's calculate this to the end, and you will see the shape of the collider object. It's only inside. The smoke is only inside of this object. And when you now make the gadget, the test class visible again, you see it works out as suspected. Great. In the end, you can adjust the materials, the velocity. If you want to have it a bit more smoother or a bit more turbulence inside, you're free to test around widely. So here is the final object, the final scene. So I added some background, dome light for a nice render, and I adjust the material. But I wanted to show you another thing, and this is depending to the materials. So let's jump right to this scene. Yeah, I played around with the materials, with the pyro materials, and I wanted the fire and the smoke to be this turquoise and bluish thing. Okay, let's go over. I already cached the scene here in the pyro object. You can cache the scene, so you can just jump backwards and forwards, and the simulation plays correctly. Then I added some dome light for nice colors, and just this background. It's just a spline and extruded for a background plane and the floor. A camera, a redshift camera. Yeah. And in this scene, I don't want to show you how I animated this. I just wanted to show you the material setup. Okay, here we go. Let's create a Pyro volume. And add this one to the Pyro object. Yeah, great. So now we need the render view, the Redshift render view. Just make it a bit bigger so you can see it better. Let's press play. So we did nothing here. We just added the standard Pyro volume material and added some light. So this is how it comes out. Looks nice, but you have some kind of realistic fire. So the orange and the yellow and the red colors are in the fire, and the smoke is just in gray, like realistic fire. But as I told you in the beginning, I wanted to create some graphical stuff. And let's switch over. I wanted to have this look. Okay, here we go. Let's open the node editor and make this window a bit smaller. Oops. Okay, why did here? Okay. So you have to grab this to show the attributes of the node. Yeah, let's start and show the render view again. Yeah, in the scatter channel, you can adjust just the look of the smoke. And yeah, if you want these nice colors, you need to change the gradient. This is the standard gradient from black to white. Let's add some different colors. Let's go from black to some bluish color. This. And perhaps some turquoise, like this. And a bit of green, perhaps. Yep. So you see, yeah, it works. And I detected that if you use another interpolation, like blend, it's a bit smoother. Okay, let's perhaps start with this one. Yeah, okay. You can play around with these knots in the gradient and the colors, and you see it's easily done. And but you see also the fire is yeah, like realistic fire. We don't want that in this scene, so we have to go to the emission tab of the Pyro volume material, and you also have to change this gradient. Let's have a look. Let's end with blue, like this. So let's start with green in this case. And perhaps some turquoise too. Yes. Also change the smooth mode to the blend mode. And let's do this. Oh, I just missed something. You have to add the temperature. So, and you have to change the emission mode to color ramp. And now it's multiplied with the color ramp. And you see it works already. And okay, it doesn't look exactly like this one, but yeah, you can play around with the colors like you want. But it already looks very nice. Let's go a few frames further in the animation. Yeah, it behaves like it should. And also here, you can just, yes, That's better. Bit more detailed. Yeah, I like this one. So I just show you the final material. It's here. So these are the settings I used for my final render scene. Let's go to the Redshift renderer and render this one. So here we go. It looks exactly like in my rendered video. So I used exactly this gradient ramp for the scatter. And in the Mission tab, I used this gradient here. Yeah, I have fun playing around with all the stuff you can do with the simulations, with the forces, with the fields, with the materials. It's really fun to play around with Pyro, and I enjoyed it very much, and I will do a bit more. Yeah, that's these are the scenes I wanted definitely to show you, and perhaps you can ask me some questions, and I'm here to answer them.
That is awesome stuff. You guys, if you have any questions, please make sure you post them for us so we can check them out. I love seeing how you change the direction of two emitters, because I think it's like we all sort of get caught up in what happens by default, and it's so fascinating and so much fun that it's easy to overlook that velocity with the XYZ settings that you set there. That I always think that's really cool. And then to have it all collect in the sphere, yeah, I love it. And then here with this one, just show all those colors and how you set up the gradients. I mean, I'm curious, how much time did you spend just sort of like exploring the gradients and the colors and the positions of them before
I think I played around a whole day with that, because yeah, it's not easy if you not only for this scene. I don't wanted to say this. Just playing around in several scenes and looking how the material and the gradient behaves. If you have to be a bit careful, because if you change some knot position slightly, the look will be completely different. So you have always to start with the black color. That's really important. Otherwise, it would look very weird. I'll just show you what I mean. Let's open the Redshift render view again. So let's see. And where is my? Yes, here we go. So if I just delete this one here, you get this effect. So you need the alpha, you need the black color to use it like, yeah, how could you describe it? Like some kind of alpha channel. Mm-hmm. So there is no smoke on the edge of the simulation.
That's awesome. Thank you for illustrating that. That is a really important one, because you can't just change anything and get the type of results that you expect. We did just get a question from Tyler. He was wondering if in the previous example, if you could again show how you gave the smoke the different directions in the velocity.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Just open up the test class.
Everyone's just loving all the work and saying it's just very inspiring and very well done. And
thank you very much. That's nice and good to hear, because I have really fun with that. So it's the scene, right? The question depends on the scene, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So we have these two cylinders, one to the left and the other one to the right. And they are in most of the settings identically, but the colors are different and the direction. So this is, here's the direction. You see it under the velocity tab. The first stands for X, the second for Y, and the last for the Z direction. So here, X, Y, Z. And let's just change this to this and this. And you see the effect immediately. We changed the yellow one, the one to the left.
Oh, that's the Z.
Yes, that's plus C. Let's make it negative. And it goes the other direction. Same here. It goes upward now. If you type just a negative value, it goes downward. So that's very easy. And if you want something like diagonally, just add another one. So here you see the red one. It goes, we have entered 1 and 1 for X and -1 for Y. And it goes like 45 degrees in the middle. You see what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. Let's see,
Great.
any other questions for Bianca? I think that's it. So if there aren't any other questions, then Oliver has some cool work to share with you guys as well.
So I will stop showing my screen, right?
Yeah, and yes. I'm going to go ahead and change the presenter to Oliver. Oliver, how you doing?
Very good, very good.
Excellent.
Bianca, excellent presentation from Bianca. Really, really good.
Thank you. So have fun right now, Oliver.
My turn. And you're seeing a Christmas tree on fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my approach to test Pyro, which is a wonderful new tool for us, was more from a VFX perspective, right? So I'm always wanted to do 3 things: a campfire, a flamethrower, and a burning tree, because clients always ask for these kind of things, or you need to these kind of things to maybe set dressing your scenes. And as we are a studio who is focused on animated films, right, or VFX, we need to do some this kind of effects, right? So I made these 3 examples. This is a flamethrower, and it was really, really nice to find that, as Bianca said, you can change the direction of the pyro in different ways. One of those ways is like Bianca already showed you, right? With the at velocity in each axis, you can change that, or with a field, or with a force. You can do a lot of things and try to match your desired effect, right? And that's the flame tower. This is more like a simple kind of example, even though it's not that simple to do, because you need to match a lot of things that you see in reality. And in this case, the campfire, if you notice, doesn't have any density, so you don't need it, and that is a good thing, because if you turn up the density inside Pyro, you are going to have a smaller cache file size, right? So the last one, and this is what we are going to see now in cinema, is the burning tree. And I'm going to show you how this is done. You always have to do some research to do VFX. You need to see how the reality works in the first place to try to match that. So as you can see, in this case, we have this trunk burning out, right? And then you have this kind of explosion on the leaves, because that's the most combustible part in a tree. So you have this kind of explosion, and that's why I have this Christmas tree on fire here, because when the fire reaches the leaves, It depends on the tree, obviously, but some leaves are really combustible. And in the case of the Christmas tree or pine, I guess is the name in the States, you have like a super high temperature fire, right? So you always need to layer your effects. So I'm gonna show you how this is layering. First on the part of the simulation, on the Pyro field, and then in the render field. So I prepare some videos because these kind of effects are really expensive in terms of calculation. So I prepare some videos to show you better. First, I separate the effects in two main parts. First one is the trunk part in the biggest branch, right? In a tree, you have the trunk, then you have this big branch, and then the smaller one, and so on, right? So in this case, I made a vertex map for the trunk and the bigger branch. From that vertex map, I'm gonna extract the pyro effect, right? So this is going to be the base of our effect. So how does it look if we put that vertex map on the pyro? It's gonna look something like this. Now, obviously, you need to play with the turbulence. You need to match the velocity of the flame. One thing that I noticed any kind of pyro effects is that you need to match the velocity of the flame to look more realistic, right? So in this case, it's like pretty fast with a lot of turbulence because the energy that you're putting on this effect, or the energy that you extract from a burning tree is too much. So you have a lot of turbulence in the wind because the fire is actually making their own turbulence, their own mechanic with the wind, right? So that is the base, the vertex map plus pyro. Then I have the fuel, and this is the interesting part because it's kind of a two-part simulation. In the leaves, I put a fuel, a certain amount of fuel, right? So when the flames of the trunk and the bigger branch touch that fuel, it's going to be combusted, right? So in this case, I'm gonna see just the temperature on the fuel on the leaves. I'm gonna show you a practical example after this right away. So all those things put it together give you something like this. You have the burn on the trunk, then the leaves. Great. So now we have the simulation part done, right? But the tree is still there because in reality you're not consume those leaves, right? I mean in the Cinema 4D. So you need to mix and work in conjunction with the pyro effect and MoGraph in this case. So I'm going to show you really quick how is the kind of the render setup. So I separate. Let me show you my screen. You're seeing Cinema 4D right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I have in this field I have in this file I have the pyro setup, but in this one I have the render setup. So I'm going to show you the object manager here because let me go free on the viewport. So I separate the tree in three main bunch or groups of leaves. I have the dynamic leaves, I have the static leaves, and I have the remain leaves. Because if you see a tree on fire, some leaves are going to just go floating in the air because the turbulence of the wind, the power of fire is making go away from the tree, right? You have another one that just disappear, they are just consumed by the fire, and then another one that just remain on the tree. So if I turn off the dynamics and the statics, I have these little leaves which are going to remain on the tree. Okay, the other ones, this one, which is the biggest group, are going to get consumed by the fire. Okay, and last but not least, I'm prepare a bunch of little leaves, a smaller group with dynamics. So this is going to be floating and going around the tree with turbulence and so on. So I'm going to show you on the video how this looks like. So on the main leaves, and I'm going to go back really good to Cinema 4D, everything is put it under a Voronoi factor or inside a Voronoi factor, because when you download or model a tree, maybe you're going to have just one main polygon object with all the leaves. So I'm gonna, if we have time, I'm gonna show you in a little example. But in this case, I have let me see here, this is the group of main leaves. So I have this linear field. I have two linear fields actually, because first I have a change on the gradient from black to white in order to use it in the material, in Redshift material. Actually, Ellie has a really good example of that in a Redshift quick tip to how to use Vertex Map and this kind of gradient or color taken from the MoGraph field into the Redshift material, right? So I need to have this white and black in order to go from the normal state of the leaf, the green state, to the burn state, right? And then I put another linear field to shrink the size of the leaves, so in order to make them disappear at the end, right? So those are the leaves that the fire consumed. Go to the next one. This is the remain leaves, kind of the same setup, but in this case, we're not going to consume everything. We're going to go through from the green state to the burn state, but at the end, I'm not going to make them disappear at all. Okay, so we have remained leaves in the tree. And then I have these dynamic leaves. I don't know if the playback is working well, but hopefully this is going to be seen, right? I have the same effect at the end, sorry, in the beginning, and I have another linear field working in conjunction with the dynamic engine with Bullet and MoGraph, making a MoSelection, and I use that MoSelection, MoGraph selection to drive the dynamics. And if you can see, I had this capsule field, and that is to control the amount of turbulence that you have. So in the center, you are going to have a lot of turbulence because you have this energy, yeah, of the from the fire, right? And but then when the leaves leaves that space, are going to be smooth, right? But they're not going to be so turbulent, right? So that is the part of render, right? And that's why I have these three groups and this bunch of effector working with the let me show you the final one. This one. This is the MoSelection working with fields, right? And when the linear field goes up, it's going to select those clones, right, from the Voronoi fracture, and we're going to feed the dynamic system with that selection. So that's why you can control the dynamics, control the dynamic leaves, right? So if we go to the cinema, you can see all this setup here. And going to the fuel example, I want to show you this because this is more related with Pyro. You have three ways to put fuel in an object, right? Here we have 3 spheres, and I have 3 slips with different setup on the fuel, right? The first one, which is the fuel continuous, maybe I mispronunciation that, but forgive me for that. It's like you have a open tap with fuel. You're going to emit fuel all the time, okay, without any restriction. The second one is the frame range. So you're going to emit fuel from one frame to another frame. Okay, that is pretty straightforward. Doesn't need too much explanation. And the last one, which is for me, the more realistic, is the contingent, that in which you have a certain amount of fuel that is going to be consumed, right? Imagine a fuel tank. It's the same thing. In some point, you are going to get out or get off of fuel, right? So this is the more realistic for me, and it works really nice with the tree because the leaves start with certain amount of fuel and then you just consume. So let me show you that in video, then I'm going to show you in the cinema. You have these 3 exactly same spheres. Okay. As you can see, the continuous just keep emitting fuel. The frame range just turn off the fuel in certain frame, but the contingent is get consumed, right? And that is, in my opinion, more realistic than the other ones, right? And you can control that in cinema. If you go to Cinema 4D, I'm gonna turn off the other ones. I'm gonna just play with the contingent just to have a better viewport performance. If you go to the field tag, you have this contingent option, and then you have the burn rate and the initial contingent. This value is the amount of fuel that you have. So if you put, for instance, maybe 0.3, you are going to have more fuel, so the combustion is going to take longer, right? The double in this case, because I had like 0.15, and then you're going to see how the fuel is consumed. And the other value is I'm gonna go back to 1.15, and the other value, the burning rate, is the amount of energy that you have in that combustion. So if I put this on 12, we're going to have a much quicker burning rate and faster consumption of fuel. Okay, so that is the thing with the burning tree. If I go to the leaves and I show you the fuel type, they have a burning rate of 3, a burning rate of 3, and an initial contingent of 0.2, which work very well, and it's the same for everyone except the leaves that I have in 0.25. So, do I have some more time? Yeah, a little more. Another thing that I want to show you is let me see, how to make this vertex map and use it as a source. I have this little example here. And I have this, I'm gonna turn off the Pyro first, just to show you the vertex map. Right, and as Bianca showed you before, I had this tag, and you can feed in the density and in the temperature, you can feed that vertex map, and you can animate that vertex map. It's really, really nice. So now we have this pyro being emitted from that vertex map, right? Another thing that I want to say is you have to be, I don't know if you want me to show you how you can make this kind of vertex map, this growing vertex map. It's really quick. And in this case, I have a spherical field. I have a freeze in the grow mode with a radius of 5 and a effective strength of 35. And then I have a random field just to break the edge, right? In overlay. So you have spherical as your base, the freeze, which is going to grow your vertex map in a really nice way, and then the random field just to break those edges to have a more natural or organic way, right? And another thing that I'm going to point it out is a little thing, but it's pretty interesting because I had to deal with that. If you put a sphere and you put a pyro tag and you press play, you're going to see that effect. I'm going to just turn off the density just to show you the thing that I want to show you. And I think that sometimes the smoothing parameter, if you go here on the pyro default, which is the same that you have in the main settings, the smoothing is super strong on the temperature. So you have a really smooth flame. Okay, so if you want more detail, maybe you can just decrease this value to maybe, I don't know, 20 in this case, and you're going to see much more detail on the flame. And that is something that I noticed that not always is saying, right? The smoothing part changed a lot of the look of the flame. I didn't change anything but the smoothing, right? And you can go really low. Look at that. You're going to see another totally different result with just one parameter, which is kind of hidden here. So yeah, I don't know if I'm on time, Darin. You just
yeah, man, you're nailing it. Yeah, okay. This is awesome.
So the last thing that I want to show you is the setup of the leaf, the dynamics leaves. Imagine that these are leaves. You can go and put it inside the bottom fracture. It could be a fracture also, but I'm going to use the bottom fracture. I'm not going to have any source here. So every polygon group are going to be just one piece. And then you can go to the MoGraph selection, make a MoGraph selection, and maybe you can go over here, and you can use fields inside this MoGraph selection. I'm gonna get rid of the freeze, and I'm gonna put a linear field, so you can let me put it pointing up, and you can make a real-time selection with fields, and you can use this in a dynamic way. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the bullet simulation, rigid body. I'm gonna fit this with the MoGraph selection, and I'm gonna increase my timeline. And if you move this linear field, you're going to have the dynamic behavior that you want, right? And if you put obviously I don't know, a simulate force like turbulence, right? And let me crank this to 30 and make the scaling in 50. You want to see the effect better. Maybe the scale is 210, and the strain is 100. Okay, so you can control really easily the behavior of the dynamic leaves, right? And one thing that is super cool about the bullet simulation is that you can add a lift aerodynamic behavior. So if you put maybe 5 here and the lift in, I don't know, 10, you are going to have a really nice behavior from your lift. You know? And you need to just tweak the setup to do it. And you're going to have the same result that we saw here on this video, on the dynamic figure, right? And dynamic lifts. You just need to tweak the forces and the randomness and that kind of stuff. So, any question? I'm prepared for your question right now.
Oof, wow, that is just so much amazing information. Thanks, Oliver. Let's see. Looking over the questions, I'm sort of playing catch up. What do we got here?
A few people were asking about this project file, if it would be possible to have on the Dropbox.
You already have it. I mean, Simon, I already have it. So if you want to share with the community, it's already done. You can ask to the Maxon training team to give it to you.
Oh, perfect. So you're happy for me to put it on the shared files? Is that
yeah,
cool?
Yeah. I give it to Simon. All of them. The flamethrower, the campfire, and this one. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll upload it for everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Allie. Thanks for those files, Oliver. We're always working on so many shows and so much content at the same time that sometimes some things slip through the cracks. So we'll make sure that that we get those in that folder for everybody. Just getting a lot of great comments for you, Oliver.
Oh, thank you so much.
And
thank you for having me also.
Love that you showed that selection, because that into the, so you're using a MoGraph selection to select the clones, and then that selection is being passed on to
the dynamic
rigid bodies.
Yeah, the rigid body. It's super powerful because you can use a lot of fields to fit that. I mean, fields is one of the best things that ever happened in Cinema 4D. So you can control a lot of things with that. And it's
such a cool technique.
Yeah, I mean, it's super powerful.
Yes.
Into this and I always said you need to study your effects first in order to layer in all the parts that you need to look good at the end. So MoGraph in this case is a really good thing to have, because in this case I use Borderline Factor. You can use Fracture, and it's a little bit heavy because trees has a lot of leaves, so the beautiful performance is going to be not so fast, but you can do it. I mean, it's super fast. You can control both. You can control dynamic. You can control the look of your leaves, because you can fit these colors. That's why I have if you can see here, I have the static leaves color. You can fit the materials in Redshift, right? So Ellie can tell you the powerful of that. So yeah, it's super. You can connect all the parts really quickly.
And by the way, everybody, the Oliver earlier mentioned a quick tip that Ellie did on getting the Vertex map information into the material, and Ellie pasted the link to that quick tip.
But because
And you can't see
have to
that
go
because
from,
not everyone, sorry, just not everyone can see the chat. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but it's just on the Maxon Training Team YouTube channel. We now have Redshift Quick Tips. So if you can't see it, it's on there.
I have it right here also, because I need to go from the normal state of the trunk, right, to the burning state, and I use this vertex attribute as Ellie taught me to teach me, right? I use that, and then in the leaves I use the color user data to extract the information from MoGraph inside the Redshift material, right? So, any further questions?
Darren, have you
No.
seen one from Eno saying about how can I give the rendered smoke a color? I managed to get the color of the smoke changed in the viewport, but the material doesn't respect it. If I change the color in the material of this, all the smoke gets changed because it's using the same material. But how can I make one rendered scene with multiple smoke sources of different colors?
That's a good question.
That's a good one. I think that comes down to maybe it's using different pyro volume materials with different colors. I believe Bianca also wrote that. She had 2 different colors in hers.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah, earlier.
That is the way to go, in my opinion. I mean, you need different volumes material to do that.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well,
I just have a look. 1 moment. No, you don't. It just depends. No, it reacts automatically.
Did you want to share your screen, Bianca?
Just let me do one more thing.
Sure. While you're
In
checking
the
that.
meantime, I'll say hi. I just realized that I was muted for like the past long while. Like my actual mic was muted, not muted in the stream. Hi everyone.
Justin's been napping for the last hour.
Yes.
My alarm clock just went off.
Thank you for your help last week in my presentation.
And when we do wrap up here shortly, I'll show some links that we posted for those of you that cannot see the chat, so you can see what pages we were talking about there.
So if you want, I can share my screen now.
Okay. Let me make you a presenter.
Okay.
If you don't mind, Oliver. Let's see.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Please. I want to know how we can change the color of the smoke.
So I show my screen now. You see what I have now with the test class? Okay, great. So that's not the final scene, but okay, you see the different colors. So here we have the colors. One is pink here and one is yellow. And you have one material for the pyro, as always. That's the volume. And it's just here. It depends on the color, in the color channel. So it uses the color you set in the tag.
Perfect.
That's all.
That's better than what I thought.
Please. So I stopped showing my screen, right?
All right. Well, I guess I'll share my screen. Let me do this and close this. And where's there we go. All right, where's the change presenter? Me. Show my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, with the X.
Awesome. This is this is Ellie's quick tip on how to get the Vertex Map data into your Redshift materials. I also want to make sure that you all get your eyes on Bianca's page, animate.de.
Yes,
Where you can
thank
see
you.
more of her work.
Well,
And also Oliver's studio, believe.tv. Make sure that you guys check out their pages because they both have just gorgeous work in there to inspire and motivate. And I'm already getting some ideas for some things I want to try just looking at all of this. Here, what else?
Thanks so much.
Any other pages that I didn't show you guys that I should pull up?
If we can post the links, if we could post the links in the chat. I don't know if Drake is saying that anime.de takes us to another site. So
Really?
it's not when it's spelled correctly, but if you spell anime, it just alleviates some confusion there.
Let me see. I'm going to stop sharing, turn on my camera here, and start posting some links.
Also, before we do wrap up and do our thank yous, as everyone may know, it's coming to the end of the year. And so next Monday is actually the final Demystifying Monday of 2022. And so what we thought we'd do to kind of round up the year and this Pyro series, we thought it would be fun if you wonderful artists and designers and everyone who watches our shows send us your Pyro examples, and we're going to do a bit of a Maxon training team reacts to your work. And so we're going to choose our favorite ones, the most creative, and we're going to show them live during the next hour, next Monday, and we're going to talk about them. Maybe we'll try and break down some of the techniques that we see that we love, and hopefully it should be a lot of fun. We're going to try and get as many as the team. I know we've got a lot of us here as well, but we're going to try and get a bunch of the rest of the team as well, and it should be a really nice, fun sort of final round off for the year. And so I wanted to say that send them to training@maxon.net. Feel free to send them on socials as well, like if you have us or the main Maxon on like Instagram, Twitter, any of that stuff, post them on there, tag us, training@maxon.net. Pyro examples next week. You have 7 days.
7 days.
Awesome.
You have 7 days.
So excited. It's going to be an awesome session.
It should be so much fun.
Yeah, actually, I think that sounds really fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Same
Let's
here.
see, don't forget your free T-shirt, everybody. Let's see, we are going to make sure all those files are uploaded for you. So check back later today or first thing tomorrow morning. Let's see, the code for your free shirt for joining us today as a thank you is Maxon on Fire, and the link is in the downloadable PDF. Are there any issues with people accessing that PDF download here, like there is with the chat? Do we know?
I shouldn't have thought so.
Okay. Very good, very good. So yeah, it's in the handouts section, everybody. It's dpp-2022.pdf. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Anything else?
I think you've smashed it, Darren, to be honest. And thank you as well so much, Oliver and Bianca, for being on and showing us your amazing workflows of Pyro. As if you didn't see, there were amazing comments for the whole hour, and people feel really inspired, and yeah, can't wait to get stuck in.
Thank you, Ellie. Thanks so much, Ellie.
Thank you guys for
and
having me.
to all of you, and for the compliments and everything.
It's always
really
an
great
honor.
to be here. It's my first time in a webinar, but it's so much fun.
I'm sure it won't be the last.
Hopefully not.
Looking forward.
And especially for sharing those files. That's especially generous of you both. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I guess we're gonna call it a day, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, everyone, to be hanging with you.
Yes.
Great. Well, everyone have fun with
everyone.
Pyro. Shoot your scenes to us for next week, and we'll see you then.
Sounds good.
Great.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Everyone.
See you again.
Bye everyone.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good one.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye bye.
Bye.